Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Class is now in session. I'm going to break down the P. Diddy indictment, right? We're going to read this indictment. I'm going to show you what the main purpose of this indictment is about. Sit back. If you subscribed, hit the notification bell. Please, if you not subscribed, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. You already know what time it is. Let's get this thing moving. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We're going to take this indictment from the top, right? This is the criminal indictment against Diddy. I want to roll it down. I'm going to show y'all how indictment is broken down. This is count one, the racketeering conspiracy. Remember, the key word is conspiracy. Now, you show me if you have a racketeering conspiracy, right? So what they're trying to do is they try to call it a RICO and a conspiracy, like if it's one. But the way they normally charge a RICO is a RICO charge, and then you have a conspiracy charge, right? And they list the things under it. That's the same way they do the CCE. Then they list the overt acts, and they list the five or more people, and they actually put the names. In this indictment, they list no names of who the conspirators are. But what they did do is they listed their positions, and I'm going to show you that. Let's scroll down. I'd rather show it to you because I feel good right now. So now, for decades, Sean Diddy Combs, you know what I mean? The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others to fulfill his barbara desires, da da da. So now, and they saying, and influence, right? Okay, to do so. Combs relied on employees, resources, and influences, right, of the multiple facet business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, X crimes, forced labor, napping, arson, bribery, and extortion. They made him seem like a real bad guy, right? But I want, as I read this, right, I want y'all to watch this as I'm reading this indictment. Let me know where in here does it say or show that he did anything to further the enhancement of his corporations that they're listing as forfeiture clauses under the forfeiture clause. Right? Now, they list his companies to say that he went through the companies in order to do this. Right? Now, this is crazy, but I want y'all to try and understand this, and y'all put in the comments. Right? So now they're saying right here, the defendant operated his business headquartered in Miami, da, 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 Los Angeles, da da da, and including Bad Boy. These are his businesses: Bad Boys Entertainment, Combs Enterprise, and Combs Global, collectively the Combs business. Corporate entities in the business included, among other things, record labels. So they talk about his record label, part of his business, a recording studio, and a beer line and alcoholic spirit business that started all this, a marketing agency, and a television network and media company. Now, they list all of these things in this indictment under count one, the RICO conspiracy, because they intend to take all of this from Diddy if he's found guilty of this charge. And they put the same type of forfeiture under each count in the indictment. So if he's found guilty of count one, forfeit. Count two, forfeit. Count three, forfeit. That's what the whole thing is about. So they're showing you publicly what it looks like when you're one of us. You know what this means already. If you don't, put in the comments for the newcomers or go back and watch the Unique Mecca Audio prison stories. I break all that down. I went through what Diddy went through, and it took me 26 years of researching this very charge in order to be able to sit here and do this YouTube video for you today. I didn't need to go to Harvard. I wish I would. I didn't need to go to Yale. I wish I would. But I went to ADX Supermax, Lewisburg USP, Lum Park USP, Atwater USP. Come on, man. I done been there. Victorville USP. You know, come on. I done been all over the place. All right. And that's where I got my degree. And I'm breaking it down so you could understand the same way I had to break it down to the homies when I look at their case and try and help them get out of prison. Because during the time I was locked up, I was fighting my case and other people's case. Went and got my paralegal license, couldn't read or write when I went in, couldn't even sign my name. But now I'm sitting here breaking down law so you could understand. So now they're saying that these are his companies. They listed in the indictment. These are the things they plan on forfeiting. So that means that they're gonna revamp Bad Boy. Let's ride. Like I said, they're gonna revamp Bad Boy, and they're gonna attract all the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls that put their trust in them to cooperate against their comrades, to be signed to their new Bad Boy Entertainment record label that's gonna feature the Rat Pack, which is gonna be the first group that they put out once they own the label. They're gonna have little T-shirts with rats with crowns on it, with big jewelry and little rat women and everything on the T-shirts. They're gonna have, and that's gonna say Sean John. You know what I mean? That's how they plan on doing this. Just so you understand, right? Now, as we move forward in this indictment. So now they say at times relevant to this indictment, Bob. So right here, at times Combs and others acting as his direction made arrangements for women and commercial ex-workers and ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence. Show me where the corporation have anything to do with this crime. That's all I'm asking. Somebody tell me. I'm really confused. Let's scroll down, man. We're gonna roll. So now we got right here, right? So these is who they saying, right? Was a five. I want y'all to understand what I'm doing here. So I'm riding, but I'm riding like I'm with my people. This is still on the count one, right? So this is still the RICO and the conspiracy joint, right? So then they go down to right here where it says those employees. This is how they're naming the five or more people. Because in order to have a RICO, you have to have controlled five or more people, just like the CCE. That's what I was convicted of. So I've been through all this. That's why I know what Young Thug going through. Now, you got to have five or more people. So what they did was list, the positions that they said that these people occupied. But they didn't tell who the people is. The positions didn't violate the RICO. It has to be a human that violated the RICO. So that's why I say, right, and that's why right here you get the best gangster jewels over here, Unique Mecca Audio, right? Because I've been there, done that, and been through it. That's why I'm making it emphatically clear so you understand. There will be another indictment. This indictment is trash. You know what I mean? They bigging it up. Oh, no, but you can see that they got enough ammunition for the real indictment. But this was just a smoke screen to throw something up, pick them up, and that's the quickest way to get them off the street because they get another chance to rewrite the indictment. So they wanted Diddy off the street. Only way to get Diddy off the street would be to drop an indictment. So they dropped what they call a vague indictment. This is vague. You know what I mean? It's not saying anything more than what we already know from social media. So there's no wow moment in this indictment. But it's enough to take Diddy off the street so that you don't pay attention to the election. That's all it is. Forget the election. Let's talk about Diddy. And that's what everyone is doing, right? Done took over. Nobody even heard nothing what happened over the weekend with the election. But anyway, so that's where we at. So they list, right? So they're saying those employees included security staff, household staff, personal assistant, right? and high-ranking supervisors, right? That's 4. And other close associates acted as Combs' intermediaries, and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of the Combs business. Now, you see where they list these staff? This is what a real indictment looked like. And see, I can break this down at the top of my head. Let's roll. Right? He said that these are the 5 people that he controlled under the RICO conspiracy. They said it included, let's say, John Doe, you know what I mean? Which is security staff, household, you know what I mean, which is Patty Sue, you know, and then you got the personal assistant, you know, which is Johnny Blue Neck, you know what I mean? Then you got the high ranking supervisors, and with the S on it, that means that they could use many. So whatever they missed over here, they could use over here, but they don't have those 5 people they want to reveal yet, because right now those 5 potential people is going to be the ones that was subpoenaed to go to the grand jury, went to the grand jury and tried to play tough guy at the grand jury and say, I'm not going to turn Diddy in. You can't make me tell on anybody. I'm a gangster. Those are the ones that's going to fill in those blanks as they continue to investigate. Now, let me ride. Let me ride, right? Let me ride. Let me tell you something from experience, right? You know, I'm gonna put this out there because you know I mess with y'all. Oh yeah, and I want to thank y'all. You know what I mean? For my 100,000 subscriber plaque. I appreciate you. You most definitely get a round of applause. You know what I mean? I want to thank y'all for that. Right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. But relax, y'all, relax. But this is the type of information we give here at Unique Mecca Audio. So we're gonna have the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls trying to come out the woodwork to say anything against me or what I'm saying, but they can't because I'm dealing with facts and law. And the same way I'm showing you this paperwork, I can show you my paperwork of my stance where I refuse to tell on my dead brother to get out of jail. Because that's still telling. My brother would have approved of it. But me as a man in my heart couldn't approve of it. But my brother wouldn't have had a problem with it. But in my heart, being from the street, may I rest in peace in somebody's jail cell before I dishonor my name. And that's where I'm at, you know? Yo, I'm doing a joint on Diddy right now. Let me call you back, homie. All right? I'm on recording so you know you're being recorded. All right? Unless you want to say something about it. All right. So that's where we at, so you understand, right? So now we got that, right? So these are the people, these are supposed to be the 5 or more people that they'll use. You know what I mean? And they didn't list no names because they're gonna create them as they try and buck and act like they cut like that, and they not gonna testify, you know, against Diddy like they want. You know what I mean? Like they really cut like that. So now we're gonna deal with the Combs Enterprise, right? My little mouse acting up on me. Right. Now we're gonna deal with the Combs Enterprise, right? So now, from at least 2008 through the above date of filing of this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, and others known and unknown were members and associates of the criminal organizations. The Combs Enterprise, or the Enterprise, members and associates of the Combs Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, ex-trafficking, forced labor, interstate trafficking. We see all that crap already, right? So we passed that. Now, I showed you here where they mentioned the companies that they intended to take, right? So let me see where I was at. So now these individuals, including certain employees, Combs security staff, we did that. So this is where we at right here. The purpose of the Combs enterprise. Now this is the purpose. The purpose is preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power, reputation, and brand of Sean Combs. Now, I just want y'all, you know, we're going to do this together. We're going to do this together. Y'all tell me, how does his freak offs promote his brand? Did everybody want to be a freak off like Diddy? I'm not giving my opinion, just asking questions to put it out there. They said that it have to be preserving, protecting. Now, how was the freak offs protecting, right? And promoting and enhancing the power, like holding the power and the reputation. I mean, that's like aggressive. That's not like, oh, he threw the freak offs, everybody wanted to go to a freak off. You know what I mean? That's a different type of analogy how they're using it. When they're using protecting and enhancing the power. You understand what I'm saying? We talking about like strong arm by force, not by willingly saying, oh, that looks fun, I want one. So it go enriching members, right? Now this is where they're gonna get his co-defendants. They said enriching members and associates of the enterprise, including its leaders. So they saying that they made money from these freak offs. Did anybody see how they showed how they made money from the freak offs, or did it show that Diddy paid money to freak off? I don't know. Y'all put in the comments, y'all let me know. Let's break this indictment down from a gangster's perspective. Now, preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power of Combs Enterprise, including the power of its leader. You understand? Did these freak offs put money in the leader pocket? That's just a question. They saying through violence, use of firearm, threats, violence, coercion, and verbal, emotional, physical, and extra abuse. Now, so that's where we at. We're gonna ride through this because we ain't gonna waste all day and bore you to death. You know what I mean? So now, we're gonna get to where we at. All right, let me open that back up. Bong, bong. No. Okay. So now we at the means and methods of the enterprise. Now, they're saying what was the means and the method that he used, you know what I mean, in order to carry out the ultimate freak off. That's what this is, right? Now, right? This is what they're saying. We're gonna get right down to the point. We ain't gonna waste your time. Members of social enterprise, including high-ranking security staff, household staff, and others, felicitated freak-offs by, among other things, booking hotel rooms. So this is how they did it. They saying they book hotel rooms, made a lot of money for Bad Boy, for the freak-off, right? Stocking the hotel rooms, a lot of money in advance with the required freak-off supplies, including controlled substance, right? Baby oil, lubricant. Yo, what kind of indictment in this? They're using the RICO that was created for mafia figures for a alleged freaked off mogul. So every freak off mogul, right? Every mogul they got freaking them. Y'all got to watch out because they showing you how they're coming at you, and they using Diddy as the sacrificial lamb because he bucked the liquor company. Bad move, family. You know what I mean? Now, they even put down by lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. Where's the danger in any of that other than not using protection? Oh, getting tested. But let's move forward. We're going to keep this thing moving, right? So they go, members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, including Combs security personnel, at times carried firearms. Now, let me explain to you what this means. This means that right now, they're trying to get Diddy, you know what I mean, for a gun charge. They found some guns in Miami or something like that, 15s, and serial numbers blotched off. So they put in here that he always carried a gun. Now, even if they didn't find those guns, let me explain this to you how this law works, because we're gonna ride. Even if they did not find any guns in any of his property, by them listing this in the indictment that reads, on more than one occasion, Combs himself carried and brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten others. Just by them saying that he carried a gun, right? If witnesses testified that he carried a gun, that carries more weight than a guilty conviction of 12 or more people. Do you understand what I'm saying for the jury? This is so crazy. They gave me 2 points for always carrying a gun in my case because somebody said, yeah, when I came to the Mecca, you know what I mean? He had 2 guns on him, So he had 2 guns on him, you know what I mean? So I said, yeah, but when he opened the door, He had one gun in each, waistline. That's how they said I opened the door to Mecca, right? Not to brag, just telling you how this went down, right? Just give you an example of this. So now, when they say they did that and they came in, you know what I mean? We sat down. I sat down with the guns on me, and everywhere I went, the guns went with me. Is what was testified at my trial. So then, you know, the prosecutor get up there and said, see, he always carried a gun. He was a dangerous man. Mecca Audio wasn't no record label. It was a drug spot. That's why he had the guns to protect it. So now my lawyer got a chance to go up there and cross-examine the witness. And the only thing he asked him was, do you know anything about guns? They said no. They said, do you know what type of gun it was? They said no. They said, do you know if the gun was operable? That means that the gun worked for y'all that don't understand, because I can barely pronounce that mother operable. You know what I mean? So that's where we at, man. Just to give you a little joke with this. They said, did the gun work, lady? You know what I mean? She said, well, I don't know. I don't even know anything about guns. So my lawyer said, so that could have been a fake gun, right? You know what I mean? And they said, yeah, it could have been anything. He said, okay, well, no more questions, Your Honor. And sat down. Boom. Case proved. The jury heard that it could have been a fake gun. We could have been shooting a music video or something. We could have been up there front. You know what I mean? And then the prosecutor jumped up and said, hold on. So, is this a picture of the gun? She said, yeah, that's a picture of the gun. They said, so, this is a real gun. She said, well, I can't tell from looking at the picture. End of story. Beat that, done with that. Let's get back to this indictment. All right. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise, including Combs security personnel, at times carried firearms. One or more on that occasion himself carried. We got that. So they saying in or by the 24 Combs, resident Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, enforcement seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers, as well as drum magazines, right? So they're saying he's a bad guy. They got all that. Get buried right there. They didn't even charge. I didn't even see that. They didn't even charge him for that yet. Cause they got to put the statute to that AR-15. That alone, he's gonna get buried. That alone carries a minimum of 20 years. More than this. This right here is for two things. First, to get the bag out of them, take everything you own. They want that billion back. We allowed you to get it, you violated, right? Then the next thing, you know what I mean? They want the billion back, and then they want to put him away for a long time. That's it. They want the money back, want to put him away, and they hanging him in the town square on social media for everyone to see when an uppity black man gets too big for his britches and step out above the powers that be that allowed him to be the world famous Diddy. But you violated. You didn't play by the rules. No one told you these rules. That's what I say. You go to people that go to Harvard and Yale and all these big colleges, when you could go to a dude that went to the best institutions in the world. Lompoc, USP. Lewisburg, USP. Coleman, USP. Lee County, USP. Atwater, Victorville. Should we keep going? I learned from the best institutions in the world about criminal activity. Let's finish rolling this thing now, because we could wrap this up real quick. Now, we got that, the racketeering conspiracy. They bring that up again. From at least 2008 through that date, we got that. So they saying this is what the racketeering conspiracy consisted of and what happened during it. These are, what they would normally put here would be overt acts. You know what I mean? Meaning things that happen throughout the course of the time, like the whole, blowing up the car, or even mainly stuff that's not charged with. So they're saying that in the racketeering conspiracy, there are multiple acts involving, I don't want to say the word, chargeable under prison code. Now, all this is being charged, if you notice, under California Penal Code. But he's being charged in New York. But this is not a state case. This is a federal case. So they must feel that the California Penal Code is a little easier to get a conviction than to use the New York penal codes for these, because they could pick any state they want because they have all 52 that they could pick from. So they pick California because they say California is a liberal state. That's what they say, meaning they soft on crime. Now, so a lot of dudes get caught up out there with the gangbanging, bank robbery, and everything else, and they don't feel they're getting enough time because of the laws in California. But they get their convictions real quick. You know what I mean? The government, the state get their conviction, and they put them away, and then they keep going, and they look like they're doing great out there. But it's something about California why they chose all these codes. You're gonna notice, right? Right here, multiple acts of arson. I thought it was only one with the Kid Cudi car. Somebody put in the comments, let me know what's more. See how they put, look at that, multiple acts. We're gonna see when the trial comes out. I don't think it's gonna be a trial, but multiple acts of involving bribery. We already know he paid a whole lot of money for that ass. Multiple acts indicated under Title 18, Section 1512, right? Relating to tampering with witnesses, victims, and informants. That means even calling somebody 48 times in 24 hours. That's, you feel is going to testify against you. So it was a part of the conspiracy. See, now they're using the word conspiracy, right? It was a part of the word conspiracy that Combs, aka P. Daddy, all these names, you know them. The defendant agreed to conspire, would, right? Commit at least 2 acts of racketeering activity in conduct of the affairs of the Combs enterprise. So they saying that you got to get 2 acts of racketeering. Out of all this stuff they listed, they didn't list nothing specific. You don't even know what acts other than, okay, he threw a freak off, he brought a girl in, but which girl? You know what I mean? Where did it take her? All of this is what's going to come out during the trial, and it's supposed to be laid out in the indictment so you can read the indictment and see what he did to whom. You understand what I'm saying? But they didn't list none of that. So that's why I'm telling you, ain't nobody else saying it. So put hashtag, unique demand. You know what I mean? When you see it come out, that they got a superseding indictment, and that one is going to list names that's going to blow all of this so crazy that election is going to be like 10 years ago while it's going on that very day to our people. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind, man. Watch the names in the real indictment, and then they're going to get another one after that. But let me ride for it. But then I'm going to give you my opinion what I would do if I was Puffy's lawyer, what I would tell Puffy to do if I was his lawyer and all that at the end of this. But let me go do it. Now, notice of sentencing, right? Factors. These are things that they saying that they putting them on notice that they're going to enhance him if he get convicted of any of this. He going to get more time. You know what I mean? For the defendant agreed to an affecting interstate commerce, knowingly recruited, entice, harbor, transport, provide, obtain, advertise, maintain, patronize, and solicit by means of a person knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threats, or force, fraud, and coercion as described in Title 18 United States Code Section 1591, small e, big 2, and any combination of such means would be used to cause a person to engage in commercial act in violation of Title 18, right? United States Code, right? Section 1591, which is the forfeiture. And the Title 18 United States Code 1962D. Right? Now, I'm going to speed this because I want to do it the way I want to do it because I'm riding. We're going to go down to the bottom. And these are the codes here. Right? These are the codes here that they're using. They go to 15 right there. They going to burn them right there. Hold on. Let's get back to where we was at. We're going to get to that forfeiture in a minute. Now we're at the count 3. Right? So now count 3, right? Count 2, sex, trafficking, by grand jury from 2009, you know what I mean? So that's what count 2 is, right? And then Then count 3, transporting to engage. And, all right, let's go. And then now this is the final finale. They definitely get a round of applause for this. They definitely get a round of applause for this, right? Now, look, forfeiture. These are the forfeiture allegations. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 1 of this indictment, right? That's the RICO conspiracy, right? Puff Daddy, Diddy, P. Diddy, PD, Love, whatever you want to call yourself, the defendant shall forfeit to the United States pursuant to Title 18, like I just said, United States Code Section 1963, any and all interest the defendant acquired or maintained in violation of United States Code Section 1962. So they saying that anything that he made from those companies, Sean John, you know what I mean, Combs Enterprise, Bad Boy, you know what I mean, the media outlet, you gotta forfeit all of that if you violate this statute. That's how they're using this against them. If y'all don't feel this video need to be shared, I don't know what to tell you. But they're using that, saying that his freak off activities, you know what I mean, his so-called freaky ways, alleged freaky ways, is causing him to lose his companies because they intertwined it with Title 18. You understand what I'm saying? Is this crazy? Let's read a little further. Right. So it goes, as a result, acquired, okay, Section 922. Okay, and all interest in securities or of claims against and property or collateral rights of any kind affording to a source of influence over the enterprise named and described herein with the defendant established, operated, controlled, conducted, and participated in the conduct of the United States in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1962 and any and all property constituting derived and proceeds obtained directly and indirectly. That's where they're going to get them with the indirectly said offense. Freaking off. Including but not limited to a sum of money in United States currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. That means that they could trace any money you got to Bad Boy, to Combs Enterprise, to Combs LLC, to your media conglomerate, to your apparel line, to your alcohol line. Any money they could trace that go back to that, they can take that. So what is that going to leave him with? What are they really planning on doing here with Diddy? Y'all put it in the comments. I'm giving y'all way more than you need to hear. Because right now, this might be blowing your mind. If it's not, that means you still stuck in the matrix. Now, right? So now we're going to go here. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 2 of the indictment, same thing. The descendant felt forfeit. You understand? That's for count 2. That was count 1, count 2. Now I'm going to go down here to count 3. You know what I mean? As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 3 of this indictment, the defendant shall what? Forfeit. Right there. Shall forfeit to the United States pursuant I-1, Title 18, United Code Section. This one falls under 2428. So when they're done with this trial and everybody is cheering that he got life in jail and 30 years, God forbid, whatever, but they're going to be going around grabbing all his finances that made him who he was. So one of us made it this big, and then we pulled him back down and gave him over to them. Wow. Wow. Let me say that again. Wow. Where did they do that at? One of us made it out the rat race, the crab barrel, and then we all pull them back in hand them over till they could strip them in the Times Square and leave them there butt naked with nothing. They expect you to see P. Diddy again free. In 25, 30 years, they want you to see P. Diddy panhandling on 125th Street in front of Apollo talking about, I used to run the Apollo. I used to be the man. I had Maze, I had this one, I had that one. I was the best. I had Black Rob. I did it all. I was P. Diddy. Give me $1. That's how they want you to see P. Diddy at the end of this. Imagine you, this is 25 years later. Imagine you pull over at a red light and a dude runs up with an old dirty rag, dirty water bottle, and he's spraying it on the window, and you look up and it's P. Diddy. And you're like, wow, you look like P. Diddy. And he's just smiling, half his teeth missing out from eating the prison food, right? So he's sitting there just smiling and he's looking at you and he's like, yeah, I'm P. Diddy, I'm P. Diddy. You know what I mean? Hey, you want me to move on for you? You know, I perform with Michael Jackson, I perform with everybody. And you're looking at him like, nah, you're not P. Diddy. He said, man, that's me, that's me. Look at this move, look at this move, look at this move. And he's busting a move for him. And he said, man, just give me $1, man. But you was worth $1 billion. He said, I know, but I forgot I was a black man in America. I got beyond myself. Now I need your help again. Round of applause for that story. Round of applause. I got to give myself a round of applause for that story. I like that one. But that's how they expect to see P. Diddy. If that's how you want to see P. Diddy in 25 years, you know what I mean? Put it in the comments. Because this is me 25 years ago when I had the bag. You know what I mean? And then I went down, lost everything. And everywhere, eating nothing but expensive meals, dirty cars, I'm doing me. I'm talking, I go to Mercedes Benz there and say, man, I like that, you know what I mean? And, go in the trunk and give them cash. And then they took it all away and they put me in a jail cell. And I'm looking around like, whoa. So that's why I could understand and comprehend what Diddy's going through on another level. Take away the fact that I'm a strong black man. Take that fact out of this for a moment. But let's look at this realistically. You understand what I'm saying? Any man having to deal with that, that's not easy. I had to keep pushing my chest out like I'm putting my fist through my back and pushing me forward to keep going because I felt like I was being broken down at times during that 26 years. It felt like the world was not on my shoulders, but on my head, and my face was pinned to hot concrete. But I stuck with it. And they took everything I had too. But instead of going to wash windows on, the McCombs Dam Bridge, you know what I mean? Or, over there on 25th Street, you know what I mean? Trying to clean windows or whatever, I'm on YouTube, chilling. Because the hustle don't stop. Remember that. The hustle don't stop. And you're going to get people that's going to hate, oh, he too fly. He came home after 26 years. He doing YouTube. He got the 100,000 black. He doing his thing. I can't stand that black, ugly, bucket, country, black looking turd face. Oh, I can't stand them. What they're going to say. Because for some reason, our people believe if one made it, no one else could do it. They believe if they made it, no one else should get a chance. I'm doing it. My brother Lou Sims doing it. My brother Farris doing it. My brother Peter Shue doing it. My brother Kevin Childs doing it. My brother Kaz. My brother Sea Dog out in Cali. Booby Black in Miami. You understand? We're doing it. We're doing it. It's not just one. Come on, man. Let me finish this. But you see this count 3 of the indictment, right? That's where we at right here. Count 3 of the indictment, right? Count 3 of the indictment. Sean Combs, all them names. The defendant shall forfeit, right? Back to that. Let's go. Now we down here. He said forfeit, so we're gonna go from here. So it goes, the defendant shall forfeit the title 18, section code 24, 28, and any property and real estate personal constituted or derived or proceeds obtained directly and directly resulted of the offense. That's the same thing as the other one. But now I'm gonna show you something, right? This is how, this right here, right? Now, look, this right here is how everybody, to show you how social media works. Everybody's on social media. I'm giving y'all so much jewels. I feel like a professor today, you know. Where the Cash App at? That Cash App need to blink because y'all need to definitely donate. Dig up the Cash App right there. Make sure you hit the logo. It says it was created in 2020. If you don't think this game worth nothing, don't give nothing. Just subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you think it's worth something, I don't care if it's $5 or $10 or whatever. Help me improve this system. Look how fly my joint is. See, I'm doing this with you. I'm looking like one of the big Europeans, right? You know what I mean? One of the big European networks is what I'm feeling like right now because, I'm learning. But now, let me get back to this, right? So it goes, right? I want to make sure you understand what you're seeing right here. So it goes, any and all property, real or personal, and that constitutes or is derived from proceeds traceable to the commission of the said offense, talking about the RICO, right? Or the substantive two other counts, including but not limited to a sum of money in United States currency, representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. In other words, they take cash too. That's all they say. They say, yo, we're going to take the cash too. So if you got 20 million hidden in a bunker, we could trace it, we could find it, we're going to go get it. And they're going to offer rewards to the people that know where it's at or whatever, give them a cut. Maybe 5%, Now, right? Now, check it out. This is how they get it for, everybody's saying, oh, P. Diddy ain't stupid. He hit it. He hit everything. He got it put in other name. He got it in his kid's name. He married the woman for this. He did that for that. You remember, all of them things you got, right? Well, this is how they work, so you understand. When they come for real. I don't know what YouTube, social media games you playing, but they done thought all that out because life is nothing more than a game of chess. You got to think as many moves in front of your opponent as possible. So they already thought a billion moves in front of Diddy, how he could conceal, hide, or transfer the property to others' names that it won't be traceable or linked to him so they can't get it. Right? Yeah, that's what Diddy did. Round of applause for y'all with that thought. Round of applause for y'all with that thought. Round of applause for y'all with that thought. But now, I'm going to show you how the feds work. Now, they say, now this is the substitute assets provision, right? If any of the above described forfeiture property as a result of any act or omission of the defendant, meaning if he act to block them or he refused to tell them, omitting the information where the property is, because they coming to get it. Oh, did he? Now, right? They said, if any of the above described foreseeable property as a result of any act of omission of the defendant cannot be located upon exercise of due diligence. I mean, if they can't find it, but they just know it's there, you know what I mean? Then they also have if it has been transferred. So let me read it with it. If any of the above described forfeiture property as a result of any of the omission of the defendant has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court, or if it has been substantially diminished, I mean, if he then violated it. Let's say he moved it from here to Beck, or over there where Russell Simmons at, wherever Russell at. You know what I mean? They saying that if he does that, right? Because they anticipating him doing all this, transferring property to banks that with corporations that's in a non-extradition country, they anticipate all of that. You know what I mean? Now, right? So they saying that if it has been substantially diminished in value, let's say he burnt it down and said, before I give it to you, I give it to you in ashes, man. That's Diddy. Before I give it to you, I burn it to the ground. They said, well, if you do that, man, we gonna go get it from somewhere else. The value of it before you burnt it down. Watch how slick it is. If it has been commingled with other property which cannot be subdivided without difficulty. Let's say he put the house in Miami over there in another corporation, but the way they did it, you know, they own different shares, other people own shares, and so many different corporations and involved in those shares that it's like, you know, it's commingled in such a way that you can't just subdivide it and take out his portion of it because it's tied in. You see what I'm saying? They're like, yo, you can't tie yourself into another billionaire over there in Pakistan. You know what I mean? Now, this is how they're going to get him. Right? So it goes like this. So it goes, that was the commingled, right? Okay, so it goes, it is in the intent of the United States. Now, this is what they intended to do. If any of this above happens, this is what they're planning to do. They said it is the intent of the United States pursuant to Title 18, United States Code, Section 1963, small m, Title 21, United States Code, Section 853, small p, and Title 28, United States Code, Section 2461C, that's small c, to seek forfeiture of any other property of the defendant up to the value of the above forfeited property that he hid from us that we couldn't really find. So whatever we can't get, we can go after that if we can't get something else. So we're going to forever be going after something. 20 years from now, you're going to see them talking about they done see this and that from Diddy over there, a whole nother island you didn't even know he had. Because he forgot he was up in America. You see this? And these are the codes that's going to take all his corporations from him. And you're all cheering and clapping. And this can be you. Do you know, right? Ladies, we're going to put the ladies in this, right? Ladies, do you know if you meet a dude, you know, let's say you meet a dude in Georgia and you fly him to New York, you know what I mean? And, you know, he tell you, yo, I got to work, I got this, I got that, you know, I got bills. And you send him some money to accommodate him for his bills so he could come up and spend some time with you. And then he comes up and he's spending time with you. And then you give him a couple of hours to go back. And then now he go back and he says you sex trafficked him. Oh, excuse me, ex-traffic. Y'all go back. This is the times that we're in that you're cheering the downfall of Diddy. That if you meet somebody in Miami and you fly them to California, you give them a couple of dollars because you want to make sure that you're helping them with whatever they gave up their time doing back home is. And then you pay to send them back. That's trafficking. That's all I'm going to say. Now, one thing I am going to say, you know what I mean? Just so you fully understand, cop the book of Roaring Harlem at roaringharlem.com. Read about my thing. It's roaringharlem.com. It's a website. It's a website. Now, if you subscribed, hit the notification bell. If you not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Could we at least get that out of you? And now let me end with this. You know, I'm going to end with this real quick to let y'all tap out. All right. It's over now.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio. Fresh out
Popped a can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend the air. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't